Hi guys, Jim here again with another Sudoku video, and today we'll be tackling a Thermo Sudoku from the collection of puzzles presented by the Cracking the Cryptic team. Quick word on them first. Cracking the Cryptic are a couple of puzzle solving experts who have their own YouTube channel and have been uploading daily solves for years and years, and they're much better than me, and they solve really tricky puzzles, not always Sudokus, but on a theme, and yeah, very entertaining videos to watch. Definitely worth checking them out. I also think it's worth checking out the puzzles that they've put out for sale. So I'm playing through the Thermo Sudoku collection. They've put out 7 different collections of variant Sudoku, which are available on your phone or on Steam. And I think they're really good collections of puzzles. So they are variations of Sudoku, and I'll explain what I'm on about in a minute when I talk about that. But they are handcrafted, and the logic is impeccable. They're really fun. They are hard. The easiest of them is hard, and they get really hard. So we'll see how we get on. They all have a series of handwritten, maybe is better to say, handwritten hints to get you through the puzzles as well, without just giving the answers away. So check them out in the description. Well worth a look. Right, now I'm going to play the Thermo Sudoku today. So this is puzzle number 62, which actually I think is my 7th solve. Or it will be my 7th solve, assuming I manage to solve it. It's a 2-star difficulty. And yeah, let's jump on in. So, what do I mean by Thermo Sudoku? So, just like a regular Sudoku, each box, row and column has to have the digits 1 through 9 included exactly once. In addition to that though, we've got these thermometers, and what these thermometers do is they tell you that the digits on the thermometer must increase. So first they all have to be different because they increase, but also so if they increase from the bulb. So if this is a 2, that could be a 4, that could be a 6, that could be a 9, or 1, 2, 3, 4, or something like that. And it makes for some really interesting logic and lots of pencil marking, which I enjoy. So check out the puzzle or watch me play it, and let's go. Right, so the first thing I like to do, which is not very elegant. Now these are all 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are not very powerful thermometers. And what do I mean by that? Well, this could go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this 4 could be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. So you've got 6 options. So this could be as high as 6, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you want to pencil mark it all, you have to pencil mark in 6 different options, which seems a bit crap, but I might just do it anyway. And they're all 4, aren't they? So I can at least speed this up by doing something like this. I mean, this is not very elegant, but if I just damn it, I've clicked the wrong cell. Okay, excuse my foul language. Right, so now the lowest this could be is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you could put a 7 here, because then it could go 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this does seem excessive, but I think once you do this and then you go around and you take everything out, you get left with very restricted options. So while this is not very elegant, I still think it's probably the way to go, at least for me, right? Because I'm just not very good at these Sudokus. So this box actually can't have a 4, so I can get rid of 4 from all of those clues. There can't be any 5s or 2s here, so I'm just going to do that. That can't be an 8. Can't have a 4 here. So it's quite satisfying to do this, but can't have a 6 anywhere on this row or in this box. You can't have a 6 anywhere. It's interesting, isn't it? This row is entirely filled with thermometer digits. Can't have a 5 anywhere in this box. So I can do that. Or on this row, in fact. 8 I can take out from here because of this. Same with 3s, same with 4s. There can't be any 5s in this box. See, look, so some of these cells are being quite limited straight away. And yeah, maybe I could have spotted it, but this is probably the more efficient way of doing it. As I say, at least for me. Not very elegant, perhaps. Okay. Can't have a 4 or a 9 in this box. Or a 7, in fact. Can't have a 7 on this column. You also can't have an 8 or a 5. Maybe I'd already done 5s. Can't have a 3 in that box because there's a 3 there. I've already taken 5s out from there. I think I have. Can't have a 5 there. Can't have 4s here. Can't have a 9, a 4, or a 5 there. Or indeed a 5 there. Or a 6 in this whole column. Maybe I'd already done that. Can't have 4 in this column either. Can't have an 8 here. And can't have a 4 here. Can I do more damage on this cell? Can't have a 5. Yes. Not very elegant, but very efficient, I think. Okay. I will definitely have missed a few. That can't be a 3. But then the next thing you do is you make sure that your thermometer would still work with all the options, right? So, and the thing to do there is make sure that you aren't saying that a cell later in the thermometer could be lower than the lowest one earlier in the thermometer, if that makes sense. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's count up. Can I find an example that doesn't work? That's probably the easiest way. Yes. So this cell can't be a 4 because this cell, the lowest this cell can be is a 6. So this can't be a 4 or a 6, actually. So that is a 7 or a 9. This cell can't be a 7 because this cell wouldn't be able to go high enough, right? So that is not a 7. Similarly, that can't be a 5 because it can't go high. You know, the next cell can't be higher than a 2 than a 3. So in fact, that can't be a 3 or a 5. Ah, so that's quite nice. Now, and so the way the way to do that, right? So I'll use it on this. So the easy way to do that and make sure you're being consistent is to count up the left-hand digits, the left-hand smallest available clue you've got still pencil marked in your thermo. So this goes 1, 2, 4, 4. That can't be a 4 because there's nothing to the left of it that's lower than it. And then you count back down 9, 6, 7, right? That can't be a 6 or a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that now works. 9, 6, 5, 4. What about this? 1, 2, 3, 5, 9, 8, 7, 3. So that's fine. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 8, 7, 4. So that works as well. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 8. That can't be an 8. That therefore can't be a 6. Therefore that can't be a 6 or a 5. Be nice if I could get rid of this 5, wouldn't it? But I don't think I can. That can't be an 8 because the next digit along can't be a 9. Okay. Right, so I think we're now sort of in a relatively good place to actually start the puzzle. Okay, sorry, I've missed. A couple of these can't be 5s. Is that helpful? Not really. Not particularly. These can't be 4s. Okay, right, so now let's actually start thinking about where can we do regular old Sudoku. So we know there's a 7 in one of these two cells because of these two here. That can't be a 7. Fours go into one of these two cells. 8, that can't be an 8, can it? Because then the cell after it can't be a 9 because of that. So that is an 8. That's not an 8, I should say. Speaking of 8s, well, I could have an 8 here or here in this box. Yeah, it's a shame this isn't a quadruple, because that could be a 5. 6, 7, 8, yeah. Could be a 5? Yeah, I think it could. What about in here? 6s are limited to these two cells. Making a ton of progress, am I? I thought my pencil marks would have given me a stronger foundation than this. We know 7, 8, 9. Yeah, okay, so 7s must go here. Ah! Okay, no, so we know the 7s. It's definitely a 7 in one of those two on the Thermo, so that's either a 7, 8, 9, which it could be, unfortunately, or that is a 7, and then this could be 6, 5, 1, or something like that. So what I'm basically telling you is I don't know anything. Right. We've got 4s locked into 2 cells there. Okay, let's see if we have we uncovered any pairs. Yes. Okay. Here's a very powerful deduction. So we have a 1, 2, 3 triple in this row. And what do I mean by that? So in these 3 cells, I have only available the digits from 1, 2, or 3. Now this doesn't have a 3, but that doesn't matter. And basically what that means is whatever you try and put in these cells, if I didn't put only 1, 2, and 3 into these cells, then it doesn't work. So these 3 cells use the 1, 2, 3 for the rest of the row. So if I tried to put a 1 here, for instance, then I could put a 2 here, I could put a 3 here, but then what would I put here? I've already used 1, 2, and 3. So I know that in this row, none of these cells can have the digits 1, 2, and 3 on them. And lovely enough, that gives us our first digit in the grid, a 4, which is great. Now, this therefore can't be a 3, and this therefore can't be a 7. Yeah, so that has great, yes. And now this gives us a 9 in this Thermo, and a 7, which means that to continue up the Thermo, we have to get an 8 there, so that's really good. That means there's an 8 in one of these 2 cells. Okay, should I look for other triples that have been revealed? Well, there's an 8 there first before I move on. Okay, so that therefore must be 7 and 5 as we descend the Thermo, so that's useful. Okay, and then this is a 6. So you can see the software that you're using to solve these puzzles is great because it removes pencil marks for you. You can turn that off if you think that's too easy. I might do it one day. Problem is I just fail puzzles. Or they take me far too long, no one would want to watch. I mean, I don't know if anyone is particularly watching these. I know a couple of people are, so I very much appreciate you guys who watch more than one of these videos. But I would never expect anyone to. I do this because I really enjoy it. Right, that is an 8 now, which reveals to us an 8 in this box, which reveals to us an 8 in this box. How lovely. Okay. 8 are in one of these 2 cells, so that's grand. 7 is definitely trapped in one of these 2 cells in that box. Ah, okay. This 7 down here has revealed upon to us that that must be a 7, which is terrific. Okay. So there's a nice bit of logic here. So this is a sort of a 7x wing, if you like. So what do we mean by x wing? Well, in this column, we've got 7s limited to here, and in this column, we've got 7s limited to here. And what that basically does is it then sort of flips up and acts on the rows as well. So I used column logic to get these 7s, but these now tell me that I can't have any more 7s in these rows. And why is that? Well, it's the same thing as this 1, 2, 3 triple, really. If you try to put a 7 somewhere else in this, if I try to put a 7 here, right, I need then, okay, what happens to this pair of 7s? Well, that becomes a 7. And then what happens to this pair of 7s? Well, now I'm trapped because I can't put a 7 in either of these, and it's the only option I have. So there can't be a 7 there. That's a long way of saying in this box, I can't put 7s in those cells, so there is definitely a 7 here. It's not actually that helpful here, but sometimes X-wings are very powerful logic indeed. Excuse me. Still coughing. Still coughing. New cough this time. Okay. Okay, lovely. So 9s in this box are limited to one of these two cells as well. And what that tells me, again, it's the same thing as this triple. These cells must now only be a 7 and a 9. Because if I put a 9 here, that then forces a 7 into there. And if I put a 7 here, that then forces a 9 into there. So these can't be 5 or 6, for one thing. So I can pop some new pencil marks there. And then additionally, this can no longer be a 6, and because I've ruled out all the other cells as being a 6, this must therefore be the 6, which is great. Okay, do I know anything else? Probably not. I don't know a lot of things. Sixes are now limited to one of these two cells up here. Nines are limited to one of two cells down in the bottom. Ah, okay, so it's similar sort of logic. Well, I suppose actually the question you just ask is where does the 9 go in this column? Which is actually a question I could have answered as soon as I put this 8 in this column. I could have answered that. I could have asked that question because on a thermometer, 9s and 1s can only go at the start and the end. Well, 1s can only go at the start. If you have to put a 1 on a thermometer, it must go at the start. Vice versa with a 9, and 9 must go at the end. And because this column was all thermos, apart from the 6, but that was given, the 1 and and there were only two ends of thermometers. These both had to be quite high. Had to both be a 9 and an 8, in fact. Well, they wouldn't have had to be a 9 and an 8 necessarily, would they? No. No, they wouldn't. But in this case, they were. Right, 9. That gives us a 7 over here. Does that sort out? Yeah, this sorts out that 7 X-wing. Ah, lovely. So this is in fact a 7, 8, 9 increase along the thermo up there. That's now an 8. Is that our last 8? Yes. Okay, lovely. All the 8s are done. What about 9s? Ah, okay, so this is now a 9 to complete the thermo. Oh, it doesn't quite complete it, does it? Okay, so in this box, this is nice. 9s are limited to one of these two cells, and that removes 9 from as a possibility there, because this virtual 9 in the column. So that is indeed a 7. That gives us the 7 down here, and that is my last 7 as well, which is great. You love to see it. That gives us a 9 in this box. Do I have anything else? What am I missing from this column? 1, 2, and 3, I believe, which is nice. I keep clicking on 8s to have a look and be like, oh, there looks like there's loads of 8s. Maybe it'll help me out. It's like, yeah, that's because all the 8s are done, and therefore it will not help you out at all. Okay, this box is basically done, isn't it? So that's a 4. That rules out as being a 5, so that's a 5, and that is a 1, which is useful. Is it useful? It's not useful. There's a 1 up there for sure. What about 4s? Ah, okay, lovely. So this is now limited to being a 4 in this cell. That limits a 4 to one of those two in that box. Oh, yeah, I've done all my 7s. I did know that. Ah, okay. 5s are limited. 5 is limited here. This could still be any of 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5s are limited to one of these two cells in this box. Ah, in this box, yes, 5 is sorted. That is a 5. Could have been a 3. I still have a 3 pencil marked in there, but that's fine. 5s are in one of these two. Ah, no, it's not. That can't be a 5 because the highest this could be is a 4. Gotcha. Gotcha, me old China. Right, so that could be 1, 2, 3 still, couldn't it? 6, yeah. Annoyingly, that all still works. Oh, here's a row that needs a 2 to be completed. That's good. That gives us a 6-2 up top. Therefore, that must be a 1-3. This is now a 3 somehow. I don't know what's revealed that to be a 3, but something did. There's a 3 in one of these, and these are a 1, 2, 3 triple minus the 3 there. This must therefore be a 1, 2 pair, and a 1, 2, 3 to complete that column. Yeah. Ah, this is now a 5, isn't it? Great. Ah, that's really good. So that gives me a 6. Because of the Thermo, that is a 3, which means that can't be a 4 anymore. So that's a 3, 2, 1 going down. That's a 4 and that's a 9. Wow, this is really this has fought back, this puzzle, hasn't it? This has not been a particularly fast solve. Now I'm just sort of connecting the dots on my pencil marks, which is nice. Ah, these can now both be a 1, is that right? What have I done wrong here? This is a 1, 3, 6 triple. Ah, and I can't put, so that's a 3. Which tells me that's now a 3. That's a 1, 6, which is resolved by that 6, and that 1, and that 2. Therefore, are sorted out. All my thermos are done, aren't they? Yes, very good. That is now a 6. Is that my last 6? It is. What am I missing? Missing a 9. Ah, 9s are resolved. And now I'm just missing 1, 2, and 3, which I can do 1 and 2 in that order, 1 and 2 in that order, 1 and 3 in that order. This box is missing a 3. Sorry, not a 3, a 1. This box is missing a 3, and this box is missing a 2. Hooray! Did it! Yeah, lots of pencil marking there. That was a fun puzzle, but again, you probably could have done it better. Like, pencil marking 6 pencil marks in every cell in the grid. Not the best way of solving it, but you know what? I'm happy enough because I'm not good enough to solve them any other way. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the solve. I know I did, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.